So I kind of want to get back to basics. I already have my foundation, my primer, my concealer. I threw a little bit of lipstick on for two reasons. One, I looked like a ghost. And two, I had a bit of a mishap during Mardi Gras. No, I didn't get into a fight. Well, kind of. As everyone knows, I have two dogs. One is a pit bull mix. Her name is Dixie. She's very large. And two is Mac. You've all seen Mac. I was trying to take Dixie out, and Mac was trying to go behind us, and I turned around. I forgot the door was open, and Dixie pulled me to go out the door. Mac was behind me, and I turned my face and went whop right into the corner of the door. So it's finally healing, thank God. But it's kind of gross, and it's a scab, and it's gross. So I put some lipstick on. Anyway, excuse Mac, he's being rude. So I wanted to get back to basics. It's been a while since I have done a video about just eyeshadow or like just techniques in general. So I have no brows on. We are going to start with that. I'm going to take a mirror that I can get up close and personal with my face on. I'm going to go in with my Anastasia mirror, and I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Chocolate Brownie pencil. Now let me tell you why I like this pencil. It comes pre-angled, so I can like just go up just a little bit. As you can see, just a little bit. Now, what I'm gonna do, because it is angled, I'm gonna take my mirror, I'm gonna get nice and close here, and I'm gonna start not so much at the very inner part of my eyebrow, but I'm just gonna lightly flick it back and kind of follow my natural eyebrow first. Now I'm going, because as you can see, I have very little of it out, I'm going to tilt my head forward with the angle side going out. I'm then going to start to shape my brow. Now, the reason I like this pencil, first of all, it's cruelty free. Second of all, it comes with a spoolie. So as I'm doing this, I can brush my hair back and figure out where I am. I need to go get my brows done. I haven't really had time or patience. But also because as you brush it out, it lightens. So I can go through and easily correct any mistakes I make. And I'm just kind of following the natural shape of my brows. I've been getting like a lot of questions lately on like how I do eyeshadow, and I guess because I'm so used to doing it, and I feel like anyone that does makeup is guilty of this. I'm so used to doing it that I forget not everyone does makeup as much as I do, or as often, or is as comfortable with makeup as I am. So I kind of wanted to do this video. Mac is being very rude right now. Stop it, please. So this is why I do eyebrows off camera. They're very time consuming. Stop. No, they're very time consuming. So now I'm gonna take the angle and I'm gonna kind of angle it up this way. And I'm gonna go in and just line the bottom of the inner portion of my brow. And then I'm gonna go in with my spoolie and lightly, because I'm just kind of trying to bring that pigment through. I'm gonna lightly brush up. I don't want to cause any irritation. I don't want to take any of my makeup off. So I'm just lightly brushing that up. And you can see that line kind of disappears. Now, let's see how my brow looks. Now I'm gonna go in again and just kind of touch up the inner portion of my brow here. And then I'm gonna lightly, very lightly, like I barely feel it touching my skin, go through, and then I'm gonna spoolie it out again. Okay, now I'm gonna do the next eyebrow off camera because no one has time to watch me do two brows. That's done. Sometimes this brow agrees with me more than this one. I'm not even gonna pretend that my brows are perfect 24/7 because they're not. Now, because I'm going back to basics, I am not going to do super contour. Like, I'm going to take I'm going to take a #1 brush, and this is from the BH Cosmetics Rose Gold collection. And I'm going to take my Anastasia bronzer in the shade Saddle. I'm going to get that on my brush. Now, the whole reason I use a brush like this is because it is puffy, but it's also tapered. And it makes it really easy to bronze and kind of contour at the same time. So, I'm going to make fish face. And I'm going to bronze / contour. Now, as you see, I concentrate most of the color itself. It is kind of patchy right now, so ignore it. Most of the color itself, oh wait, I have some setting powder right here. Most of the color itself on that little line under my cheekbone between my jawline. And I concentrate most of it there, and then I blend. Now, sometimes it's kind of patchy like this, which is fine, it happens. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more. And blend. And a lot of people ask me in person how I make it look so natural, which I don't get because no one looks natural when they have this much makeup on. But my secret is blend. My makeup will legitimately take me, and filming or not, 2 hours. And a lot of that is because blend. I take the time to blend. So I will go and like straight up and down like this. And then I will go in circular motions to kind of buff it. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of concentrated color right here, but it's not so much patchy. I'm gonna get to how we fix that. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side off camera. Okay, now, yes, I look like a little bit of a hot mess. We are gonna get to that. I'm gonna dip one time into the bronzer, and then I'm gonna lightly do my forehead. So as you can see, I'm holding the brush pretty far down. I am not holding it super high up because I want to go in, like I said, lightly. The higher up you hold, the more pressure you're gonna put, which is, yes, I did do that right here because this is a fluffier brush. It's a bit larger. So I wanted to try to concentrate it in one spot as much as possible. But for my forehead, I'm just going to lightly dust. And then if I get an itchy nose, I kind of, yeah, that just happened. Okay, so I'm gonna lightly and break my bronzer thing at the same time, go into it, and then I'm gonna do my jawline. As you can see, I am just lightly dusting it under my jaw, not so much on my face because I am contouring. Just to kind of give the illusion that my face is perfect. Even though it's not, because no one is. Okay. Now, I'm gonna take, this is a Lexi 249. It has a fluffy end and a flat end. I'm gonna take the flat end, go on both sides, lightly tap off the excess, and I'm gonna go under my lip right here where you have a shadow. You can see the natural shadow. I'm gonna go right there. You can kind of see the line. I'm gonna go into it one more time, and then I'm going to go on my nose. Now I'm going to take the fluffy end after I make sure it's even. And I'm going to blend. And I am blending it all the way down. So this is gonna be a two-part video. One is gonna be back to basics for your face. The other is going to be an eye look, just so you know. So as you can see, I'm just taking that brush and I am blending. And I do want to reiterate that I already have my foundation on, I already have my concealer on, and I have already set my face. I used my Morphe Beauty Sponge and my Milk setting powder, and I just lightly pat it all over my face. Now I'm gonna go through and clean up this. So, I have 3 different setting powders that I rotate. I have the Milk, which I usually use all over my face, and then to bake my under eye and fix and like clean up contour, I go in with either the Milk Blur and Set for all over my face, and then to bake, I go in with either the Too Faced Born This Way, or I will go in with the number 7 Perfect Light Loose Powder. Today, because I do want to use some drugstore products, I don't want to use all high-end products. I'm already used 2 higher end products, 3, 4, 5. Okay, most of my face has been higher end. I don't want to do that for the rest of the video. Now, just to recap, I have, just so you know, I have some powder already in here. I like to keep my powders upside down, that way I just gotta take the lid off. Just to recap, I've primed my face. I used the Farsali Unicorn Essence Primer because I wanted to have a good primer, but something that wasn't gonna dry my skin out and was also beneficial, blah, 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 blah. I've already done that. I went over it with my Smashbox foundation. And then for concealer, I used the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. And then to set my entire face, I went in with the Milk Satin Blur. And then for eyebrows, I used the Too Faced Chocolate Brownie. And for bronzer, I used Anastasia of Beverly Hills in this shade Saddle. Now, I'm going to take my Morphe sponge. I'm going to go into my number 7 setting powder. You can get this at Walgreens, by the way. And I'm going to, with the angled end, this is why I love using this particular sponge. I'm going to start close to my ear, drag it forward. That is going to clean up that contour. This is where we are baking. Air, bring it forward. Okay, I'm stopping right there. Now, to make sure my nose contour is good, I'm going to bake a line down my nose. I'm also going to bake right there because I get pretty oily right there. Now, using that same angled end, I'm going to bake under my eyes. And I am going to bring it pretty far down on my cheek and pretty high up towards my brow, at the end of my brow. And this is why I like this, because I can get really in to that crevice. And I am going to take a little bit and just dab it on my forehead, baking that T-zone, as you can see. Now, the whole reason I'm bringing it down to my cheek like this is because I don't want my makeup to break apart. I'm going, as I make a huge mess, massive mess, I'm going to lightly push that in on the center of my nose. Okay, boom. We are gonna let this sit for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pick a blush. We're gonna go drugstore for the rest of this. Okay, so I got my blush and my highlight, but I'm not putting it on yet. For blush, I'm gonna go in with the Sweet Cheeks palette from NYX. I'll open it. We have some shimmery shades. We also have matte shades. And then for highlight, I'm gonna go into the Wet n Wild MegoGlo highlighter. This is You Glow Girl. It's a nice pinky highlight. Unfortunately, the container itself does not do it any justice, but this is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna let this sit for a few minutes. Now, what the baking does to sharpen a contour, when you put a thick powder, like a translucent powder, like a thick translucent powder over this, it's when you go to dust it off after you let it sit, it's going to pick up the excess powder, so it's gonna really sharpen your contour. Take a number 2 brush from the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro. I'm gonna hold it at the end because, again, the closer you hold it, the more pressure you're gonna put on your face. I'm gonna hold it towards the end and I'm gonna lightly just dust. So you can see just by where I'm dusting off this powder that it's given a natural highlight to these areas. And again, I'm very, like, you might see my hand scooting up, but I'm still very lightly dusting this off. I'm not really applying any pressure because I'm not pushing it into the skin. I'm dusting it off of my skin. And I am taking that excess powder that is on my brush, and I'm just going through and kind of smoothing out the bronzer, because there is still a little bit extra. Now, because it was so concentrated, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that little Morphe Beauty blender that still has powder on it, because we used a lot of powder. I'm going to tap over my bronzer, and then I'm not even gonna let it sit. And as you're gonna see, it lightened it up. Now we have a way more natural look. Way more natural. It's still not natural, but more natural. Okay, so I'm gonna take a, I think where are you? I'm gonna take a number 3 brush from the BH Cosmetics Rosé Romance collection, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here on the NYX Sweet Cheeks. You can get this at Ulta. I really like to, especially with blush, get a little towel and dab off the extra. Now I'm patting, I'm not swiping, because not only did I tap off the excess, blow off some excess, and then tap it into the thing, like you can see, a good bit came off. I'm stamping it onto my face because I want it more concentrated where you're gonna see it. I don't so much want to bring it all the way up, because that's just gonna make me look flushed and like I got a problem. I'm just focusing it on the apples and then bringing it up to my cheekbones just a little bit, but I'm not bringing it all the way back to my hairline. I will do that with a darker blush occasionally, and then I'm wiping it off. I will occasionally do that with a darker blush, but because I'm doing like a nice springy face, I guess you can say, I don't want to do that. All right, now highlighter. This is, I don't even know what this brush is. Okay, this is an SL Miss Glam SG62. This is a highlighting brush. I did get it from Ipsy. And by the way, if you're just getting into makeup and you don't have a lot of brushes, and you don't have a lot of makeup itself, Ipsy is only $10 a month. It is a great starter like makeup thing. If you want to go more in depth with your makeup, BoxyCharm is $21 a month, and I constantly post reviews. So if you're curious, I do have a few subscriptions I'm waiting on for March, but I have done like February, January, December unboxings. So you can go look at those. I also have codes where you can get like a free item and all that fun stuff. And I will post that in my description box down below. So if you want to get started, by all means, get started, my friend. It's a great way to kind of collect makeup and whatnot. All right, so I have some on my brush. I'm going to lightly just go on my cheekbone. Now I'm not bringing it all the way down my cheek. And this I will take all the way to my hairline. The whole reason I am going with this highlight and not a different one is because it's very buildable. So if you wanted just like a nice, pretty glow, you can stop here. But that's not my way. I want you to see me from space. So if you want to be seen from space, you can go over it. And it's also very affordable. All of Wet n Wild highlighters are very affordable. They're great. If now I'm going to take a little bit on my nose and then some right there. And I'm going to stop there. Now, from here, you would set the face. I have a few setting sprays. We can go over them real quick. Let me move some stuff out of the way. All right, setting sprays. I have a few. Let me get them all. I have a setting spray problem. Okay. Now, let's go most affordable to least affordable. And then we'll throw the one in there that I have no idea how much it cost. All right. Okay. Most affordable are the Wet n Wild setting sprays. This is the Prime Set Refresh Photo Focus. This is the coconut one. They have a cucumber one, a matte one, a natural one, a rose one. I will use this occasionally. I'm not using it today, but they do have that. Now Milani has 3. They have a matte, a classic, and a Make It Dewy. I love the matte and the classic. The Make It Dewy, I like it. I don't like the spray on it. Actually, the spray's gotten better. I don't know what happened. But it does feel kind of oily. I will not lie. It is a great setting spray. It does work, and it does make you look dewy and hydrated. But if you already have like oily prone skin, it will also make you look oily. Next, people like these. I hate them. These smell like pure alcohol to me, and I don't even think alcohol's in here. It says water-based. I don't know. There's not even ingredients on here. Oh yeah, alcohol. It goes water and alcohol. Literally, water, alcohol. It smells like pure alcohol to me. I personally don't like them. I feel like this particular one dries my face out. They have a dewy one as well. It also smells like alcohol for some reason. So I'm not the biggest fan of it. I use this to wet my brushes, which we will touch on in the next video. Now these 3 are about the same price. I only have samples of 2 because I refuse to buy the full size of them. I don't know. Maybe it's because I have so many setting sprays. Tried and true, can't go wrong, MAC Prime and Prep Fix Plus. Great setting spray, great primer, great refresher. It's great. They also have a dewy one. I haven't tried it yet. I'm probably gonna go get it this week actually, because I'm low on that. I'm low on my normal one, both of my normal ones. Next is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Setting Mist. This is a great setting spray. I'm very low on it, so I don't use it a lot. I use it for special occasions. It smells amazing. It smells very fresh and delicious. Now, Kat Von D. I know there's a lot of drama surrounding Kat Von D, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I'm just here for the makeup. This is a great setting spray. It's not super matte. It's not super dewy. It's a great setting spray. I have no idea how much this one costs, but this is the Skin & Co. Truffle Therapy Skin Refresh Mist. It does have peppermint in it. Beware. So if you have any like open sores, it will burn. Like any breakouts or anything like that, it will burn, but it feels amazing. It keeps my makeup in place. I will actually set my face with one of these, not so much this because it's still basically full, but one of the others, and then at the very end I will go through and I'll do this again. Now, I've seen people use this as a setting spray. I personally do not use it as a setting spray, but it can be used as a setting spray. I use this when I'm home with no makeup. This is the Tarte Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I love this. It smells amazing. My skin looks amazing. It feels amazing. So I don't like to use this over makeup. I like to use it like at night before I do my skin or after I do my skincare routine. I know you're not supposed to do a mist after your skincare, but I do it before and after because it feels amazing and I love the way it feels. All right, so I will go ahead and set my face. I'm gonna go in with the MAC. You hold it pretty far back. You mist your face, wanna make sure you get all of your face. And what a setting spray does is it pretty much melts all of the products together. So when you think about it, you may go in with like either a putty primer, a liquid primer, an oil essence type primer like for Solly. Whatever you go in with, you're going in with essentially a balm or liquid. Then you're going over it with another liquid, followed by another liquid, followed by powder. Like you're putting a lot of product on your face and you want it all to melt together. That is why you set your face. So my face is set. I'm gonna let it dry and then I'm gonna film the next video, which is gonna be eye makeup. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys next video, which will be filmed in about 5 minutes.